Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have a bit of a discussion today. It's time for us to have a little bit of honesty when it comes to one unit on the roster that, unfortunately, I'm going to be real here, I don't think she has withstood the test of time. Because one thing is kind of clear from a lot of people's runs, a lot of people's different efforts, and a lot of people's actual results in recent Tower of Adversity runs, as well as good old doubled pods matrix or end state matrix, and of course, Whimpering Wastes. Cartethyia is not even close to the best arrow character in the game. And despite the fact that she's a sentinel and she was, you know, the unit that raised the damage ceiling in the game upon her release, I'm just going to be honest, it looks like she's aging. Not necessarily like a unit like Carlotta. I think Carlotta is actually more valuable than her now. I think Cartethyia is aging a lot more like Jinsei. And we all know that nobody's really playing this character anymore. Because one thing is abundantly clear when it comes to Cartethyia and the way that she works. She's one of the more investment-heavy characters in the game. And if you're somebody that didn't pull her on release, you're somebody that didn't pull her on her rerun, and you're somebody that's trying to sort of like start off her team a bit fresh, you'll probably come to the same conclusion that, well, a lot of other players have. There are better investments that you can make, specifically when it comes to the arrow attribute, and that's really just the only thing that she does. So let's go ahead, let's start breaking it all down and talk about the biggest sort of snake in Cartethyia's boot. And that, unfortunately, is, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the release of Sigrika. Because Sigrika is an arrow DPS character that has essentially taken Cartethia's role and is just better than her in pretty much every single context. She's better than her in the Tower of Adversity, and she is miles ahead, obscenely stronger than her in Whimpering Wastes. And so what this means, right, is that at a baseline, if you're looking for just raw meta strength, there's already a better option. This is the character that you should be going for if you're looking for the easiest time possible in actually clearing the content in the game. Because she's going to require less investment on the Echo side. And this is the really important one. There's 3 ways that Sigrika is fucking cart. She requires less investment on the Echo side because A, her Echo set gives a whopping 20% crit rate, which is massive, and makes her a lot easier to build relative to Cartethyia, where Windward Pilgrimage, right, A gives only 10%. So we already have on the Sonata set side, Sigrika has a better one, and don't worry, a majority of Sigrika's damage is Echo skill, so not having general crit rate is not a problem with her. But this is also the other thing. Sigrika requires less investment on the weapon side as well. Because one thing that Sigrika does that she has over Cartethyia is the fact that Sigrika is an attack scaler. And so while Sigrika is very good on her signature, right, she is also able to use basically any other signature stat stick in the game up to and including the new standard one, which at max level just gives the same stats as this, 587 damage or 587 attack, 24.3% crit rate, and then attack boost to 12%. That alone is enough for Sigrika to fuck pretty much all the content in the game. Cartethyia, on the other hand, has the unfortunate flaw of being an HP scaler, and also the most signature-reliant DPS in the game. If you don't have Cartethyia Sig, you are in for a rough fucking ride, brother, when it comes to actually making her clear. You could have Chakotay Sig, right? You could have Chisa Sig, you could have all of that shit, but if she doesn't have her HP scaling, because this is 72.2, then an additional 12% on top of it, brother, my oh my, you're having a bit of an issue. And this is also the other thing, right? She also has 20% amp built into it as well. A rare stat that you don't really get in a lot of teams. And guess what? There's really no other swords that give HP in the game. And remember what I said about her being an HP scaler? That's why her weapon has the lowest base attack in the game at 412. All these other weapons, they got crazy ass base attacks. And guess what? I think the only weapon with like an HP, I think it's like a craftable 3-star. And you know you're not using that shit. Cartethyia is not really a character without her signature, and the majority of the player base recognizes that. So it's kind of just like bundled in that you're going to get her sig if you plan on getting her. And that's a restriction that she has. It's unfortunate, but it's not a restriction that this character has. This character's signature is optional, and chances are you already have some type of limited gauntlet already, especially for somebody that's a day one player with Zhang Liao's signature, that you could just plop on her instead and just use that, or just pull Pulsation Bracer if you're a new player and you have an option as well. So it's kind of just, she loses in that regard too. But now this is the last one, right? And this is probably the biggest fuckery of all when it comes to the Sigrika versus Cartethyia conversation. And that's the fact that Sigrika is a partner unit. She does rely on having one character on her team, but guess what, guys? She only needs this guy. That's it. And that frees up her third team slot in ways that Cartethyia couldn't even fucking dream about. And this is the reality of the situation. When you have these two characters together, Sigrika and Chu Yan, who is, you know, Sigrika's damage is mostly echo skill damage, right? Chu Yan buffs echo skills by a fuck ton. You can put almost any character in the planet in slot 3, and the team will do really, really, really well. This is an example of the types of units you can put in slot 3. Motherfucker, you can put in Mornier, though it's not going to be that good. You can do it. You can put in Yuno. You can put in Chakota. You can also, of course, put in Shorekeeper. That one's good, too. You can put it... I don't recommend it, but you could try, John. You can put in Baija. You can put in Bu Ling. That's something, too. And, of course, Verena. And then the last one, probably my favorite, Arrow Rover. Yes, you could put in all of those different characters into the third slot, and this team does incredibly well. And one of the biggest strengths about this unit is that she kind of weighs Shorekeeper. Because on a good build, you'll have stats like this. 77.3% baseline crit rate. What does her echo skill set, or her echo set give? 20% crit rate on echo skills. So on echo skills, my character over here has 97.3% crit rate. That means that I don't actually need a Shorekeeper on the team. I'm going to be overcapping on crit, and so I can use way more budget teams as well and save Shorekeeper, right, for different teams. What does Cartethyia have? Cartethyia has one of these big restrictions, and that's called having a partner tag as well. She needs Chakota. If you don't have a Chakota to work with your Cartethyia, your shit is fucking cooked, brother. Everyone knows your shit is cooked. You're never going to be detonating your arrow erosion damage. You're going to have to do shit like swap back to build up your arrow erosion stack so your ultimate actually does something. And it's a fucking disaster. But you want to know what else just makes this team so fucky as well? It's the fact that your third slot, even when your second slot is a partner one, your third slot is giga limited. Because you have two options. This idiot, Chisa, or you have this idiot over here, Arrow Rover. That's it. So not only is your second slot basically non-existent because you have to use Chisa, your third slot is also limited to just 2 characters. You have all of these restrictions, and yet you're still worse than this team. Do you kind of see what the problem is here? You have more restrictions in this team, and it also performs worse in every single game mode. How is this not just the end of Cartethyia and her value as a unit? Oh, she also needs her signature as well. Limited team comps, limited buffers because of her reliance on 6 arrow erosion stacks, limited teammates because she doesn't scale off attack and every single teammate in this game is basically an attack buffer, and then limited third slot and second slot. Bro, she just has so many asterisks next to her. It's fucking crazy. And this character? The funniest thing is, guys, Sigrika performs better with Cartethia's teammates than she does. This team deals more damage than Cartethia's team. Yes, it's Sigless, but this is the best use of Chakota in Whimpering Wastes. You want to take her out of the Cartethyia team and instead use her in this team instead. That is literally the best way that you can actually invest when it comes to Arrow. And that's rough once you think about it, right? That's rough. Because the person that's actually gotten more and more value as time has gone on, right, isn't Cartethyia in this lineup. It's Chakota. With the release of characters like Sigrika. Literally, Chakota is the one that has gotten better. But what if you already have the cart team? Well, that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you already have it, great. This is the video for people that are thinking about getting it. Because it's a horrifying fucking idea. At least in the present day, when there's already such a better option out there that gets stuff done with less investment, both on the build side as well as the echo side, and then gets more stuff done with less limiting team comps. Because you want to know the biggest thing over here that I haven't even talked about yet? It's the fact that Chu Yan is probably the second best sub DPS in the game. Because you want to know the amazing sort of thing about Wuthering Waves? It's his attribute system. It's a bit of a limiter in terms of how characters are able to function. And one of Chu Yan's big assets when it comes to his performance is the fact that this guy can support 3 different attribute DPSs at once. The first one naturally being, A, he supports Sigrika, who's Arrow. That's not his only team. Yes, you want to know another team that Chu Yan supports? Fusion with Galbraina. And you want to know another team that Chu Yan supports? Havoc with Frolova. So this sub DPS over here works alongside 3 attributes at once. And so you can get Havoc coverage with him, and he's in a best-in-slot team. You can, of course, get Arrow coverage with him in a best-in-slot team. And then you get the bonus of, this isn't Galbraina's best-in-slot, but it's pretty close, right? Fusion team as well. So pulling Chu Yan essentially gives you a best-in-slot or a second best-in-slot for 3 different attributes. What does pulling Chakota do? Oh, great. You can go use Chakota to support other Arrow teams. Not really high value, is it? But she is what's mandatory for Cartethyia to work. Cartethyia needs Chakota. However, Sigrika also needs Chu Yan, but then you get so much more versatility. You get so much more reliability out of him when it comes to building future teams. Chakota's basically just stuck, and while she is nice as an Arrow support, working on a bunch of different Arrow teams, this is one that I personally like running, and sometimes I run Chu Yan as a main DPS in this one too. She's kind of just stuck working alongside only other Arrow characters. And unless you want to giga vertically or horizontally invest in just Arrow, Chakota's value doesn't really grow at all. To be fair, if you have Sigrika, your Chu Yan is basically stuck to her. Let me just show you an example of where your logic falls apart, my friend. Take a look at this TOA. A lot of people would say, oh yeah, my Frolova is going to be using Chu Yan forever. Are they? When this is what you have to deal with? 2 waves of Havoc-resistant enemies, or both enemies being Havoc-resistant here? Is your Chu Yan going to be working with your Frolova in this reset? No. However, what if there's a reset where it's 2 Arrow enemies? It's Cartethyia, then the monkey. Arrow resistant. Then you can use Chu Yan alongside your Frolova. You still get value out of Chu Yan as a character, while Chakota, in a reset where there's Arrow enemies on floor 3 and floor 4, see ya. See ya in the side towers, ho. That's going to be the end result. And that's why a character being able to support multiple attributes at once is so high value. And that's why having a partner like Chu Yan is so much more valuable than being forced to be a partner with a unit like Chakona. That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the reality of investing into a Cartethyia team in 2026, or at least March 2026, where we are right now. It's just not really a good idea at all. And I think the biggest sort of like conundrum over here, right, is the fact that even when you go into like baseline content, like I mentioned before, Cartethyia is simply just worse than Sigrika. And the thing is, the team is basically like capped. The team is basically like done. I don't really think there's anything you can really do anymore. And I guess the best way for us to test it out is just, hey, let's just run Arrow Rover in this lineup.
Leaving the past behind.
put on a nice little rejuvenating glow set for them, right? Use them in both the Chakota team, and then you can see what the difference is between them. And I think we should be going against Crownless over here. It'll be a good test. And then we'll do the same thing in Whimpering Wastes, just so you guys can see the total comparison. We've already seen the value. Chuyan is, I think, a lot higher than Chakota. So really, performance, right, should be the only way that the difference is made.
Wind howls, unfettered by the wicked will face judgment.
There we go.
Show begin. Crumble. Such is their blessing. Fall. Repent.
For silence beckons.
Sounding the death knell.
March on! Finality. Windstorm.
And let's just see it over here. How much did that one rotation do? Nice, right?
Waves follow.
We should be able to clear it at 2. And this is the thing. This is a strong team.
Judgment strikes.
Right? It's still a strong team.
Judgment.
I'm not out here to tell you that it's like a piece of shit. I'm simply telling you that there are better ones. And the resources that you put into building this team can instead be used. Oh my gosh. Can instead be used somewhere else.
Oceans. Bow before me. Tide, rise and crash. Ruin is imminent. My blade.
And that should just get it done, right?
All evil.
It's a nice 2 rotation clear. No big deal or anything like that. But you could just use the same exact support, the same exact Arrow Rover that you have over here, and also run this team.
Wind rises. I am the Tempest.
Hopefully this helps what sleeps within them. One strike.
That should smooth it out a little bit. There we go.
Vanish.
Let me
My
greet
move is
my
the blade.
friends. Oh. True name, illuminate. Detonate. Cool your head.
Which team is doing more damage, guys?
Wind calls, waves follow. Waves rise. Judgment
Which team is doing more
strikes.
damage?
Hopefully this helps what sleeps within
Will
bamboo.
face
Mandate calls.
The same kind of.
Judgment falls.
If you're saying that these teams are doing the same damage, you have actually several mental disabilities. I just wanna be upfront with you about that.
This is it.
It's a 2 rotation clear regardless.
Know what explosion means? You're gonna remember this.
Then at a baseline, chatter, let's go with the argument that the teams are equal in performance, even though they're obviously not. Let's go with the assumption that they're actually equal in performance. Then one of them requires less investment. One of them has more options in terms of the teams. One of them has less restrictions when it comes to the 3rd slot. And one of them has a more valuable sub DPS that can be used in more teams and more attributes and has higher value. So all of you are now arguing, right, with this idea or going with this mindset that, oh, they're actually equal, even though Sigrika is calculated to be in every single calc, she's stronger. Assuming that they are equal, Sigrika still wins out in every other category. Because she wins when it comes to weapons, because she can actually use other 5 stars. Carta can't. She wins with her partner because Chuyan is way more value than Chakota. And then she wins with the 3rd slot because she can use anybody in the 3rd slot. While Cartethyia is stuck to Chisa or Arrow Rover. You know that's a fact. And guess what, guys? We haven't even done the latest one yet. Why don't we go ahead and take ourselves over to Whimpering Wastes, ladies and gentlemen? We'll use the best in slot possible team for this one. All right. We'll put on the negative status. We'll put on the negative status token over here too, just so, you know, we can get a little bit goofy with it. And then we'll reset side 1.
A perfect chord. Such is their blessing. Blink. Flicker into form. Threads converge. Cutting through the numbers. Collapse. Please repent.
I don't really even know the right rotation you're supposed to like play here, but I assume that I'm doing something at least like slightly okay.
Sounding the death knell.
Oh no, that guy's in Africa. Oh, that's not good.
Let the show begin. Vanish.
Bro, wait, how is that guy even there?
My blade.
How is that guy even there? Holy shit.
All evil.
Unfortunately, right, this team doesn't have like as much grouping as other ones.
Eye of unraveling. Flicker into form. A pivotal moment. To pieces. Structural collapse. Break apart.
Thanks for watching. Ta-da! A grand overture. A perfect chord.
All right, let's see if we can get that Chakota ult on a bunch of things here.
Destiny. Perish.
Such is their blessing.
True form. Revealed at last.
Uh-oh.
Sounding the death knell. Atonement. Windstorm.
Hopefully this gets something good. Okay, that was enough to one-shot all of them.
Nothingness. Deconstructed. Flicker into form. This ends here.
A perfect chord.
Stress points mapped. Connection severed.
Thanks for watching. Now presenting a poem of finale.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. No matter what you end up doing, I feel like you just don't really get that great of a score in this team. Yeah, I don't really think you do.
Tides, rise
You can do a bunch of simple 1, 2, 3 rotations, or you can do whatever the fuck I tried doing. We'll give it another run. We'll give it another run, because surely I can play better, right? The main thing is that it's not easy to get good scores with this unit.
Such is their
It is actually one of, like, the hardest runs to be regularly getting good scores with this unit. It's definitely clearable, right? It's not like garbage.
Flicker into form. Eye of unraveling.
Thanks for watching.
But it's not easy.
Listen, the trio of destiny.
Lifeline. Block. Come. Meet your end. This ends here. Cutting through the numbers. Such is their blessing.
All right, yeah, we don't have any issue with, like, the guy flying around.
Revealed at last. Sounding the death knell. Salvation. The tide. Quietus. Furious.
All right, there we go.
tides.
Now, we should definitely get a better score here. But just know that we are sweating for this one, lads.
Blink. Dead center. Block flicker into a pivotal.
We are sweating for this one.
Master. A perfect. Now presenting a poem of finale.
Structural collapse. Break apart. Collapse. Such is their blessing. Oceans.
Bow before me. Tide, rise and crash. Charge forth with me. Windstorm.
Here we go. Maybe we can get like a 3K or something.
Lifeline. Come. Meet your end.
Jesus, outro buff got lost. Yes, because I extended my Cartethia's rotation, you dipshit.
Perfect chord.
This is how you know that there are people out here that, like, legitimately have just no clue what they're talking about. Because they seem to think that this idea that the character, right, could possibly lose an outro buff,
Such is that lesson.
that must mean a mistake was made somewhere. No, it just means that I delayed my shit because she overkills anyway. Which is one of the big reasons for why she's a weak Weewa character. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I messed. That's probably a 3K there if I don't accidentally transform back. I thought I got my last heavy attack off. But yeah, that's probably 3K. Right? We'll just give that one a 3K. Based off the fact that I kind of griefed there. Maybe that's a 3.2. Not easy, though. Yeah, the main thing is, that was not fucking easy. That was... We were sweating like fucking balls to get that one. Now, let's see what it looks like with this team slot. We're still using Chakota, all of that stuff. Let's see what it looks like over here. Because this one's going to be a little bit funny.
What sleeps within bamboo?
Thanks for watching. A grand overture. A perfect chord.
Sleeps within bamboo.
Greet my friends.
Your life is mine to take.
Break!
Behold this boy.
Let me
I move as the blade.
fly. Straight to the
Oh, that was a little bit... Oh, that was a little bit unfortunate as well.
Leg cannon.
Oh, what do you notice over here, huh?
A grand overture. A perfect
Sigrika has this thing called multi-hit attacks. Which make it so that, well,
Mandate calls.
even if you're like using part of it to finish off an enemy, right? You still get a ton of damage overall. Oh damn, that was rough that they weren't in the AoE over there.
illuminate. Know what explosion means?
Oh, we even missed that attack too.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, we even missed that attack as well. Oh, that's devastating for the clear though.
Perfect. Now presenting a poem of finale.
What sleeps within bamboo?
Oh, and Chuyon's actually blind.
Vanish. One strike.
Oh, he just intro skills into a different zip code.
Let me
I move as the
greet my
blade.
friends. Be my aid. Cool your.
Oh, would you look at that? Oh man.
Thanks for watching.
So as you see over here, right?
Perfect chord. Listen, the trio of destiny.
What sleeps within bamboo?
We're just doing simple 1, 2, 3 rotations.
Judgment falls.
Absolutely
Break! Like bamboo!
no deviation from what we normally do. And then we missed abilities while doing none of that in the cart team and then just get 3K scores. There are going to be people that look at this and then say, wah ja ja, look, he got the same score. We reset 2 times with the cart team and we're quick swapping like every other thing in the rotation. This is you just doing a 1, 2, 3, doing the same rotation every time and getting similar scores to somebody that's going sweaty. Now, though, that was really a trap. Because naturally, all of the Cartethyia Mains are going to start yapping right now and then saying, oh, look, no, Cart's better, look. That's because I already had a pre-recorded clear that shows how good the character is. Yeah, in my first impressions video, it's right already here. So all we need to do is actually just watch that and then you can see what's going on. Here you go. We can just play part of this video so you can see just what a Sigrika is capable of. And you'll begin to notice, wait, that's 1.7k at 52 seconds. Wait, that's 1.7. Oh, look. So we reset on this run over here because Chuyan did the same exact thing, right? Check out this run. Yep, 860 at 117. Hey, it could keep going, bro. And this is the same side one that we were just on. Hey, keep watching Cartethyia Mains. Why y'all silent? 1.3k with 1 minute and 7 seconds still. With the purple token. I even missed the ability there. With a missed ability. Wait, where are all the Cartethyia Mains now? Where are where are they all at now? And then the run just keeps going, right? And you can see we're at 2.83k with 14 seconds remaining still. Brother. You ready? Take a look at this shit. Look at how far the score goes because she does so much damage. .78. Yeah, your card is never getting close to that. Your card is never getting close to a 3.7k, 3.8k, 4k like this team. And remember, that's with her just whiffing one of her enhanced skills. She just throws it away. She just threw that shit away. And this is enough, guys. This score is enough to basically solo carry one side. You do know what a 3.8 in Weewa means? That means for full rewards, you need 700 on the other side. That is what Sigrika is able to do. Make it so that your other side only needs 700 points and you get an easy clear. Basically the same exact thing as for Lova, but just the arrow version. Proof? Where is the proof? Read the changelog? No. Link it. Link the proof. If you know what it is, then link it. It's very easy. I'm not going to go looking for shit for you just in case you're making shit up. You got 2 minutes to link it. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're making shit up. Because you're saying there is a bug that was affecting those runs. And so, what if the bug that you're talking about had nothing to do with those runs? And if it doesn't, I'll ban you. Is that fair? Fair deal? Because you won't link it. This is the thing. I already know what the bug is. Yeah, it had nothing to do with the run, so we might as well just ban the guy right off the rip. We have resolved through a hotfix a combat anomaly that could occur when Resonator Sigrika casts Forte Circuit Learn My True Name in combat. So chat, did the bug that they're talking about affect our clear? No, okay, easy. That's why I asked people to provide the link, because maybe in the process they'll realize, oh, I'm just putting in a bunch of unnecessary information here to try to imply that her performance is related to a bug, even though the bug that I'm talking about had nothing to do with her performance. That's the level of defense that these people are trying to run to try to bring down this character for some odd reason to, like,
The power to split
simp for, like, a fake one that's not real. Because you want to know what the bug relied on? You had to have an S3 Sigrika. You had to have an S3 Sigrika for the bug to work. And so this dude is just typing in my chat, implying that the bug had something to do with that run to try to invalidate the clear when you needed an S3 one to even make it happen. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we're making this video. We're making this video because this is the level of misinformation that people will try to spread just because they like Cartethyia as a unit. They're out here just making shit up, trying to derail any discussion that actually goes on with this game because they like a unit so much. It's diabolical, if we're frankly going to be honest. And this is just more evidence of the type of retarded shit that fans of Cartethyia are spewing out day after day. Forgive him? No, I'm good. I'll ban you too. Who else said forgive him? You ain't even subbed. The fuck? That's pretty much all the proof, all the evidence, all of the gameplay that you're going to actually need for this conversation. Because once again, I think it's pretty clear by now, and there's a reason why we're talking about it. The anniversary is coming up, and this unit is likely going to be there. And I don't want anybody in like the sort of like meta space, the performance space, all of that, to assume that this is going to be a high investment or like a high tier investment character when she's truly just not like that at all in the present state of the game. And it's not because of her own personal shortcomings. It's just that other characters are simply way higher value. And while her performance levels with Sigrika are very, very, very similar,
Your call.
with the need for partners, all of that, and the greater flexibility that another character provides, and way better coverage on the roster,
There you are.
if you're looking for the best meta performance possible, there are way better options to have. And this one is, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on where you stand on this side of the equation, she's one of the best picks that you have at the moment.